A Tale of Three Monks.
My dear friends, today I am going to share with you a little story that I really like. Three monks. Now let's dive into the story to see the three monks and their interesting story.
Once upon a time, there was a mountain, and in this mountain, there was a temple. In this temple, there was a little monk. The little monk had to walk down the mountain to fetch water every day. One day, a thin monk came to the temple. The little monk saw that the thin monk was older than himself. So he said to the thin monk,
You are older than me, so you should go down the mountain to fetch water instead of me.
The thin monk felt it was unfair, so he replied unhappily,
We had better carry water together.
Then the two monks agreed to carry water up to the temple together. The bucket must be placed in the middle of the pole, so that both of them felt fair. After a few more days, a fat monk also came to the temple to ask for water. After finishing the water in the water tank, he asked the other two monks to fetch some more water. As a result, the three monks pushed the errands around, and no one was willing to go, as all of them felt unfair. Eventually, the three monks were all very thirsty and weak, but still no one would go down the mountain to fetch more water. Even the mice in the temple became so thirsty that they ran into the main hall to drink the oil from an oil lamp. Unfortunately, they knocked over the oil lamp and caused a big fire. The three monks were awakened by the smoke and hurriedly went to the water tank to find water to put out the fire. But there was not a drop of water in the tank. They had no choice but to pick up the buckets and rush down the mountain to fetch water from the river. They were busy the whole night and finally put out the fire. The three monks were all dirty and tired. They looked at each other and started laughing.
My dear friend, from this story of three monks, what can we learn? In fact, this story is telling us that we should have a teamwork spirit when doing things. There is great power in unity and teamwork. In our study in life daily, we should also be helpful, united, and friendly. Okay, now let's follow Sister Bobby to paint a picture of three monks working together to carry their water. First, you need to prepare a piece of square glossy hard-backed Swansea rice paper, a brush washer with some clean water in it, a palette, a brush, watercolor tube for Chinese painting, a fine liner pen, stamping, and your stamp. After preparing the materials, we can start our creative artwork. Step 1. Drawing the bodies of the little monk. First, in the palette, add some gamboge yellow. Then dip the brush in the clean water. You mix a light yellow color. Now let's draw the heads of the three monks. The shapes of their heads can vary round, slightly square, or oval.
哎，我俩真是在美国算中国物价，在中国算美国物价，咱们都吃光盘了，老黄别吃了。这个不是，这个放个30斤走不出东北啊。扁的那也是5块吗？5块啊，行，那个。
给你配个 BGM 吗？
Then squeeze some ink into the palette. Mix with some water to make the ink lighter to draw the body of the
晚上
little
要带我
monk.
俩去姥爷家吃饭，然后可能会有一些其他亲戚，我俩挺想来商场里面给大家买一点礼物。不知道家里有这么多亲戚，像两个农村人驻足在大城市的时
Use the center stroke to draw two arcs below the head.
妈妈回来了，回来了。
Determine the length of the sleeves. Draw two short lines.
奶奶，你玩
Draw the cuffs. Then use short arcs to connect the bottom of the clothes. Then draw the details of the collar.
睡着了又。
Now the clothes of the first monk is done. Use the same technique. Draw the clothes of the thin monk in the middle.
拿上给大家的。
When drawing, the lines can be closer. To show the tall and thin image of the monk.
我这次看到以前不敢是老的题，我跟这次我提到
Then at the collar,
对不对？
the thin monk is drawn,
上大学几年级了？
and the third fat monk.
大家都有宝宝了。
Just follow Sister Bobby to paint the water-carrying fat monk.
教官好。
Raise the arm on the side, then use an arc to draw his big belly.
我叫豆豆。进屋能看见太阳了。老爷你好。这个是真正的宝宝。
这是我儿子，乳名。
黄豆酱，对，就叫酱酱吧。酱老爷记得我池里叫酱酱。酱酱。
Finally, use some dense black ink to draw the legs,
真的爱人。
and then use short arc strokes to draw the shoes. The directions of their shoes can be different.
这个问题啊，我告诉他我是谁，你又身啊，微微的，什么都不用，都懂，你在这里。
我已经很多天没干上活了。看看来，
你就不做。
像土豆一样的好吃呢，那是血肠。哎，真好哎。
Look, the bodies of the 3 monks are completed. Step 2. Coloring and detailing the 3 monks. Now let's add details to their clothes by adding colors. Add crimson red into the palette. Mix with water to form a light red color. Use the side stroke to add color to the clothes of the first monk.
我什么都能吃，我都可以，辣的不辣的，辣椒肉和鸡蛋浆选呀。
And mix for some indigo blue. Color the clothes of the thin monk.
好香啊！
Pay attention to the amount of color so it does not spread out too much. What about the third fat monk? You can mix gamboge yellow with crimson red to get orange. You can also use the colors of your choice for further interest and variety. While the color of the heads dries gradually, we can use the fine liner pen to add cute facial features to the monks. When drawing the facial features, we can choose different angles.
尤其呢，每次揪完有感觉。
他无法奉献。
Today, again, I would like to.
Some are sideways, showing only one ear. Some can have big eyes, with 2 ears showing. Sister Bobby also added a few small dots on the head of each monk to show more details. Look, aren't they cute? Step 3. Adding more objects. Next, let's draw the water buckets. Add some burnt sienna into the palette. Dip the brush in water to dilute the burnt sienna color. Find the blank space between the little monk and the thin monk, and then paint a small bucket. Note the specific shape of the bucket. And above the shoulder of the fat monk, draw a long straight line as his carrying pole.
一见过，放谁？
我发誓
And the
再也
carrying
不把
pole
我
hangs
最
a
爱的
bucket.
给别人睡了。大家好，我是住在北京二环胡同10平米小屋的周瑞。自从我最爱的这个小屋火了以后，很多朋友都想借住。正巧我前几天外出拍戏，就把小屋借给了一位女孩子住。本以为女生总会爱干净些，可没想到一回家，我傻眼了。炕上、地下一片狼藉，剩饭馊了，床单皱得像破麻子，衣柜里乱七八糟，简直是一言难尽。我顿时一股火噌的就冲上了头，拿起电话要去质问朋友：“你怎么能这么糟蹋我的家呢？”可刚拿起手机想拨过去，我突然愣。我抬头仔细看了看我的这个小屋，其实好像也没那么脏乱差，饭馊了倒掉就好了，床单皱了铺平就好，衣柜乱了收拾一下也就好了。记得很久以前，我也是经常把小屋借给别人住，也是经常回来一看，家好像被拆了一样。
Swaying from side to side. Isn't it funny? To make the picture even more colorful, we can add a background to make it more ornate. Use indigo blue and gamboge yellow to make a light green color.
是因为自从我火了以后，我变了。我变得不想再忍气吞声，我也不想让陪伴了我12年的小屋跟着我。
Then use the tip of the brush to gently touch the paper. Then swiftly move the brush upward to create grass blades one after another. They should be painted in groups of 3 or 4 to represent a grass field.
家具没有装饰，甚至连盏像样的灯都没有。而那时的我也像他一样，光秃秃的飘在北京，光秃秃的追逐梦想，光秃秃的什么都没有。我只有他，他也只有。后来为了扎根北京，为了笼络朋友，只要有人开口想借住小屋，我都无条件拒绝，甭管对方是什么样的人。所以他曾被我和我所谓的朋友们住得伤痕累累，墙皮掉了，地板
Finally, use light black ink to draw the steps on the distant mountain.
那些年同样伤痕累累。再后来你们就都知道了，他陪我一起火了起来，而我也终于有了一点点小小的名气，一点点小小的舆情，能够用心谈谈了，才把它变成如今这番温暖。哎呀，所以好像我并不是生我那个朋友的气，而是生我自己的气。生气，我明明已经可以不再用它来笼络朋友，可以不再让它再受委屈，可我还是习惯性的。
Look, isn't it very
就
nice?
像我周瑞自己。
Step 4. Adding your inscription and stamp. Finally, in the upper left corner, adding your inscription and stamp.
我也可以不再让自己受委屈了。嗨，我真是瞧不起自己，在演艺圈无名无实混了19年，膝盖会软了，腰弯习惯了，我都忘记了站着是种什么滋味。这时候该换我吧。对不起，我的小屋，我以后再也不让你被人糟蹋了。对不起，周瑞，我以后也再不会让你被人瞧不起。一级棒！我发誓再也不把我的最爱让给别人睡了。大家好，我是住在北京二环胡同10平米小屋的演员周瑞。自从我最爱的这个小
Chinese painting of 3 monks carrying water is completed.
拍戏就把小屋借给一位女。
Finally, let's review the key points of what we have learned with Sister Bobby. We learned the technique of combining